Crisp, golden tostadas, silky citrus-cured kingfish, a burst of fresh lime, and the gentle heat of chili with the crunch of raw onion. Today we're making ceviche, the dish that doesn't require cooking and is dangerously addictive. No ovens, no fuss, just fresh, bold ingredients doing all of the work. Let's get straight into it. So I've got 200 grams of our corn flour and half a teaspoon of salt. Then we're going to add the water. Work that together with your hands until it forms a nice, smooth, supple dough. So that's ready now. That's what we want. It should be moist to the touch, but not sticky. Now that our dough's together, it's time to roll them out. So first I'm going to cut it into 16 even pieces, just eyeballing it, no need for perfection. Then each piece gets flattened slightly and it goes through the pasta machine. We'll start at setting 1 all the way to setting 5, one by one. Then into a hot, dry pan. No oil, just heat. A few seconds on each side, they'll puff up beautifully, and that's how you'll know they're done. Okay, these are looking amazing. They're already smelling really toasty and fresh and delicious. We're going to take them a step further by deep frying them. As a Brit, I was raised to believe that frying things always improves them, and I see no reason to question that today. I've taken my tortillas and cut them into perfect little triangles. Now straight into the hot oil they go for about 2 minutes until golden brown, crisp, and impossibly light. That will do quite nicely. So ceviche is actually one of the oldest dishes in the world that doesn't actually involve cooking. It dates back over 2,000 years to the Mochi civilization in what is now known as Peru. They used fermented juice from local passion fruit to cook the fresh fish, probably because fire was overrated or something. When the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, they introduced limes. That's when ceviche really became what we know today. Fast, fresh, and packed with flavor. And most importantly, no risk of burning your dinner. So now it's time to prepare all of our ceviche ingredients, starting with the tomatoes. So I'm cutting across on the top of these, just scoring through just the skin, not too much of the flesh. So I've got some boiling water, some ice water in a bowl ready, and we're going to plunge these tomatoes into the boiling water, but just for 20-25 seconds until those skins start to pull away from the flesh. I've absolutely done this more times than I care to remember, but it is just one of those nice kitchen tricks that never gets old. These skins should come off pretty easily. Now these skins will slide off, leaving us with nothing but that silky, beautiful tomato flesh. Removing the seeds, but they're packed with flavour, so don't throw them away, we can use them for something else. Then just laying out each quarter and dicing it into what we call tomato concasse. Time for the cucumber. Crisp, refreshing, and mainly water, but not quite the hydration hack that people will have you believe. We're peeling, quartering, and scraping out the seeds from the middle. Then dicing it up to match the size of that tomato concasse. Cucumbers are perfect. They're actually from the same family as watermelon, which explains that fresh, summery bite. So next, half a red onion, really thinly sliced. So I'm going to take both ends of this onion off, cut it down the middle, take off the skin, get rid of those. Now I'm going to cut this one in half, and to slice it up really finely, I'm going to separate these layers. So I'm going to separate those a couple of times. So we're only cutting through a couple of layers at one time, which means we have more control over the width of the slices. That's what I mean by the thinly sliced onions. Really, really fine. All very consistent. We're going to go into the mixture. So next we have our jalapeno chili. So we'll just take the end off, very South American ingredient, cut the end off and cut down the middle. Now I'll take a spoon and just scrape out those seeds from the middle. Then cut this into strips, lengthways. To cut them into a cube, the same size as the strip. Okay, I'm using Kingfish for this. Now you could use mackerel, you could use tuna, and you could use salmon, you could even use swordfish. Just make sure that they're sashimi grade. So first I'm going to cut this bloodline. That's the red area, and it's just not that nice to eat raw. So we'll trim that away first. When you're slicing kingfish for ceviche, the knife does the work. It's the difference between clean slices and a seafood crime. So keep it sharp and let the knife glide. Next, we'll just cut that down the middle. And really we're looking for about 1 centimeter squared pieces. Next, I need the juice of 5 limes. So I'm just going to cut 5 limes in half. Just making these incisions with a fork frees up the juice and you'll get a lot more juice out of them. Just a lot less squeezing and a lot less wastage of that juice which wasn't properly extracted from the lime. So I recommend always doing that. Then squeeze that juice into a bowl of all of those limes. Just look at how much juice comes out of the limes now. You're getting every drop. It's a simple trick, but very effective. Then this lime juice is going to go into the fish and mix that through. So that lemon juice is going to work its magic for 5 minutes only. And then while that's happening, we're going to prepare our ingredients for finishing. Okay, so next 1 avocado. We'll cut around this way. Open it up. The seeds just fallen out nicely. And then take a spoon. You just go underneath the skin. That should pull out as one piece. Just cut it about the same size as the tomatoes and the cucumbers. This ceviche recipe is very lean, so it's great to balance it out with some healthy fats like avocado. Avocado is about 15% fat. Okay, then into the avocado, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a small handful of fresh coriander, which I'm just chopping up finely, very finely. Coriander is very aromatic in its flavour. I don't want to overdo it. I just want to add like just enough, you know, just a small handful. Okay, so give that a chop through again, nice and fine. So the lime juice has been curing for 5 minutes. It's time to add the other ingredients. The lime juice doesn't cook the fish, by the way, so that's why it's really important to use sashimi grade quality. Here I'm just lining a presentation plate with some sliced tomatoes. Then I'm going to take 1 lime, I'm just going to cut the end off, cut it in the middle, and I just want to run the knife around, just cutting a little strip of that. And I'm going to tie that into a little knot. Okay, the sun's out now and it's time to taste. So first I'll just try with a spoon, just the fish. So good, the clean flavour of the kingfish And it's just unashamedly fresh with that punch of lime juice that comes through as one of the predominant flavors. I'm getting the jalapeno chili in the back. There's a background spice there. The tomatoes, the fresh coriander, the salt, the lime, the vinegar, all brings it together beautifully. Now let's try with the cracker. That corn cracker, it's delicate, it's crispy, it's light, and it's an amazing vehicle for that fresh, light ceviche. That is a really good ceviche recipe, and I highly recommend it.